So, good morning. Storytelling by Ate Julie.
Okay na Ran? Okay, good morning everyone.
Morning.
The title of our storytelling for today is Friendship Saves the Day. This is a story of friendship and forgiveness. I know everyone has a friend, but you should know how to love your friends. Okay. Miss Penelope Peg said in her weekly advice column in the local newspaper, the time has come for everyone to do some spring cleaning. So Lainey Lamb got up at dawn to start hers. Now, to be perfectly honest, Lainey's house was small and nothing in it was very dirty. In the first place, by 10 o'clock, she had dusted and mopped and scrubbed and waxed and polished just about everything inside. In fact, the only things left to wash were the curtains. Hold on. Excuse me. I need to, because it's okay. The characters here are animals. Lainey had saved the curtains for last because she liked them so much. And she liked them so much because she was so proud of them. And she was so proud of them because she had made them herself. Very, very carefully, Lainey took the curtains down and washed them in the sink and then spread them outside on the lilac bushes to dry. All the while, she kept noticing how beautiful they were. If I do say so myself, she said, these are probably the most beautiful curtains in the world. When the cleaning was done, Lainey Lamb decided to celebrate by visiting her good friend Gallagher, the goat, who lived just down the road. When she got to Gallagher's house, there was a sign on the door that said, "Gone for lunch." So Gallagher, her friend, was not there, but she put, was this "gone for lunch." So Lainey considered waiting for Gallagher to come back, but she knew that sometimes he took very long lunches. Gallagher really liked to eat. So Lainey turned around and went home again. And guess what was gone when she got there? My curtains! Lainey Lamb cried. My beautiful curtains! Where could they be? One thing was clear. They weren't drying in the sun on the lilac bushes where she had left them. Then Lainey heard a sleepy voice from under the apple tree. What's all this commotion? The voice said, Can't a gentleman get any rest around here? Oh, Sir Sheldon Snail, that Lainey said, for the sleepy voice belonged to that noble snail who was just now poking his head out of his shell. Didn't even see you there, said Lainey, but tell me, where do you think my curtains could be? Your curtains? Sir Sheldon Snail asked. Don't you think they might be inside your house, hanging in front of your windows? No, 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 Lainey said. And then she explained why not. Well, I haven't seen a thing. Sir Sheldon Snail said, but then I'm off sort of a slow start this morning. Lainey didn't mention that it was really afternoon of that Sir Sheldon Snail got up to slow start every day. She liked him too much to hurt his feelings, and besides, she was too worried about her curtains. Maybe the wind blow my curtains away, Lainey Lamb said, except there isn't any wind today. What did the wind blow away? Asked two cheery voices both at once. There at Lainey's gate stood Lonnie and Bonnie, Bunny, who always said and did everything together. My Cordens, Liney said. And then she told her whole story again. What a shame, said Lonnie and Bonnie. We're going to the store and we'll keep our eyes open. The store? Answered Sheldon, who had noticed that Lonnie and Bonnie had their little red wagon with them. I wish I could go to the store. But it's so very far from here. Won't it take days and days to get there? Not for us, Lonnie and Bonnie said together. Would you like a ride? Why? What a nice idea, said Sheldon said. I never would have thought of that. I suppose that wagon of yours is just the right size for a gentleman like me. Of course, said Sheldon. Lonnie and Bonnie said, you're out, friend, so we're happy to give you a ride. Lonnie and Bonnie left their Sheldon snail entered their wagon and set off down the road. No sooner were they gone, Lulu Ladybug dropped by with her son. Little Louie Laney Lamb told her story again. She was getting very good at it. I remember your curtains, Lulu said. And you're right, they were very beautiful. Yes, very beautiful, explained little Lovey. Come along, little Lovey, Lulu said. Let's go fly around a little and see if we can find those curtains for Laney. And off they went. I just showed you the picture. Just imagine that there are real people. 2 seconds later, Gallagher trotted up. I just remember that Gallagher is the best friend of Liney the Lamb. I've just been for a walk after lunch, he said. And a very yummy lunch it was too. Why, it was one of the yummiest lunches I ever tasted. Liney then asked Gallagher what yummy stuff he had eaten for lunch, because she didn't want to know. Liney, though Gallagher liked to eat very strange things. Instead, Liney told him the curtain story she was so good of telling. Gallagher said, and these curtains of yours, what do they look like? They have pink and white stripes. Linus said, and lace ruffles, and they were very clean and very beautiful. Oh my, Gallagher said, as a sad look came over his face. Oh my, oh my, oh my. What's wrong? Liney asked. I'm afraid, Gallagher said, that your curtains very much resemble on my lunch. You ate my curtains? Liney cried. How could you, Gallagher? Nobody eats curtains. Everybody knows that. Oh dear, I think I'm in trouble now. I'm sorry, Liney. He blurted out as he quickly ran away. He's very embarrassed. Now, Liney sat down on the porch and thought about how beautiful her poor curtains had been and how mad she was at Gallagher for eating them. That goat, she said. He's always eating things he shouldn't. But I guess I told him. Then as she told about how mad she had been at Gallagher, she felt terrible. At that moment, Miss Penelope Peg came by. Miss Penelope wrote an advice column in the paper, and Liney surely needed some advice right now. Dear Miss Penelope, Liney said, I have this friend who ate half my beautiful curtains that I made my very own self. So I got really mad at him and he ran off to hide. What would you say about that? I'd say your friend must be awfully angry, said Miss Penelope, who considered herself as witty as she was wise. I'd also say your friends must be Gallagher Gold. Whatever are we going to do about them? She sat down next to Liney and together they planned exactly what to do about Gallagher. A little while later, Liney set off on a walk. First, she went to Granville Gramshag's house. Granville, the weather forecaster, was standing by his front gate, looking up at the blue sky. I don't like to brag, he said, but the weather is very nice today, isn't it? Granville liked to take credit for the weather when it was good, although he didn't much like to take any blame for it when it was bad. Yes, Liney said, it's very nice, but tell me, is it still going to be nice later this afternoon? This is Miss Penelope talking with Liney the lamb. They're planning to do something about Caliber. Granville took a big bunch of notes out of his vest pocket and studied for a while. I predict 100% chance of sand. He said finally, unless we get some showers, in which case I predict 100% chance of rain. That makes sense, Liney sense. But I don't hope it's sunny. And then she told him the secret about Caliber coat. When she left Granville, Liney headed for Brad Badger's house because she knew it was garden club day. Pretty soon, she learned footsteps behind her and a tiny voice calling her name. It was Michi Mouse. I'm in charge of refreshment today. Michi's quick, so I bought cheesecake. I just love cheesecake. Don't you just love cheesecake? Just then, from out of the blue, a green blur came whizzing past them. Hi, bye, said the blue. That must have been Fritz Frog, said Liney. He's such a quiet frog, said Michi. He's so shy, he never stopped to talk. But when Digo got to Brad's house, Fritz Frog had stopped to rest. Are you coming to the meeting? Michi asked him. I didn't know you were gardener. Oh yes, said Fritz Frog. I'm learning how to garden from Brad Badger. I do have quite a green thumb. In fact, I have two. And he held up both his green hands. I'll just show you a picture. Just imagine it. Brad Badger was sitting up chairs on the lawn, and Priscilla Opossum was already sitting in one of them. Please, sit her next to me, Priscilla said to Liney. And make sure I don't fall asleep chewing. During Myra's speech, said never forgive me. Liney noticed that Priscilla had brought along her pillow just in case. I'm sorry, Liney said. I can stay. I'm just here to talk to Brad. The front of Brad's vest was covered with ribbons and badges. Did you weed all those for your gardening? Liney asked. She always asked Brad that question because she knows how much she likes to answer it. Yes, ended, he said. I have 43 of them altogether. I do believe. That's amazing, Liney said. Then she told him what she had come to say, and Brad promised to make an announcement about Caliber at the meeting. Lenny continued on the swimming pond. Trevor Turtle was sitting under an umbrella, planning his next trip, which would also be his first, and Piper Pony and Benson Bear were having a picnic. Want to join us? Piper asked. There's plenty of hay and plenty of honey, Benson Bear added. But Liney especially wanted to see Dipsy Duck. She had expected to find her swimming, but she wasn't. She was just sitting on the blank looking sad. Is something wrong? Liney asked. Has nothing happened? No, nothing's happened. Dipsy said, that's just a problem. I haven't heard any interesting gossip. I mean news, says I can't remember them. Then Liney told her about Gallagher Goat, and right away, Dipsy cheered up. Wow, she said, I'll pass the word along. You can count on me. They have different characters here. They have good, there's some here like gossip only. So that's it. Some they just want to sleep, they don't like to listen. They have different characters here. Okay. Lainey Lamb returned home and tried very hard not to look at her bare windows. Then she went outside and picked a bouquet of flowers before setting off down the road toward Gallagher's house. She stopped behind a grove of trees where Gallagher could see her. This was where everyone was supposed to meet. And sure enough, pretty soon along came Miss Penelope. She had a bunch of old newspapers with her. All my old columns, she said. I don't need them anymore. Then Priscilla Opusum showed up with an extra pillow. This one's no good, she said. Each all smoosh. Then Brad Badger came with a sack full of weeds. A Depley Duck came with some in tin cans Shen found at the bottom of the pond. And Granville Groundhog came with a broken down weather vane. And then Benson Bear came with some almost empty jars of honey. And Piper Pony came with a pussy old blanket. And then Myra Mole came with some crumbly mad pies, and Mitchy Mouse came with a soggy cheese souffle. Before long, just about everybody was there, and they had all brought along something old or stale or broken or just plain yucky. Everybody's there already because they're planning something. And is one of them, they bring something too. Okay, this is a nice picture. This is Gallagher and this is Lainey. Let us see why this picture looks like this. Everybody else stayed behind in the trees while Lainey Lamb went to knock on Gallagher's door. When he answered, he still looked sad. I'm sorry I was too rude, Lainey said. I feel pretty sheepish. I don't blame you, though, Gallagher Gold said. It was terrible of me to eat your beautiful curtains. They were beautiful, Lainey said. They were truly beautiful curtains, but never mind, because I can always make my new curtains, but I could never make a new friend like you. Speaking of new curtains, Gallagher said. Before he could finish, Lainey handed him the flowers that she'd picked. Here, she said, these are for you, Golly. Gallagher said, thank you, Lainey. You can eat them if you want, Lainey said. Oh no, Gallagher Gold said. I'm turning over a new leaf. From now on, I'm going to be much more careful about what I eat. Okay, Lainey Lamb said. But please, don't start yet. Please, don't start until after the party. And suddenly, the whole crowd of Gallagher's friends came up the walk with all her goodies. Oh my, oh my, oh my, Gallagher said. You shouldn't have do this. And look, you brought all my favorite junk food. We found this junk food, along our spring cleaning, just I suggested in my column, said Penelope Peg. We wanted to surprise you. I have a surprise for you too, Gallagher, Gold said. And then he could enter his house, Lulu, Little Lovey. Out came the two ladybugs, mother and son, carrying lots and lots of yellow and white polka dot material. For new curtains, Gallagher said. It was Lulu's idea. Actually, it was little Lois' idea to make Lainey's Lamb some new curtains, said Lulu. If we all work together, we can have them done in no time, said Gallagher. And that is exactly what they did. They made a new curtain. They made a new curtain by the idea of Lolu and Letty Lolu. They let Gallagher to make a new curtains. Where this curtain for this curtain? This is for Liney the lamb. Okay. I used to love the curtains that I made myself. That's Liney said. He really loved that old curtains that was eaten by her friend. But now that when she had this curtain made by her friend Gallagher also, she said, I love to love the old curtains that I made myself. Liney said, when they were all finished, I thought they were the most beautiful curtains in the world. But now I love my new curtains better because the most wonderful friends in the world made for me. Okay? All right. Is the story nice?
Yes.
Yes. So the moral lesson that we can get in the story is that we need to value our friendship. Learn to forgive. All right? Yes. So if we're just human, we all make mistakes. So especially if this your friend, if you have your close friend in your heart, you have to, if your friend, he or she make a mistake, so you have to listen. And if you heard something that is bad, a gossip from other people about the reputation of your friend, don't tolerate them.
Ignore.
Because you know more about your friends. Instead, you have to talk to her, advise her, him or her. And then if she won't listen, well, I think the friendship is not working anymore. But don't make a fight.